Most people think choosing a watch is all about the brand. Rolex, Seiko, Casio. But hidden behind the movement, the design, and the marketing, there's one detail that quietly changes everything: the glass. And surprisingly, this tiny piece of material can completely change how a watch feels after months or years of real use. Because one type scratches easily, the other almost doesn't scratch at all. One is cheaper, the other feels premium. And once you notice the difference, you can never unsee it. So, is sapphire crystal really worth the hype? Or is mineral glass actually the smarter choice for most people? Let's find out. At first glance, most watch buyers never even think about the crystal. They focus on the dial, the brand, the movement. Meanwhile, the glass sits there silently doing its job. Until one day, you notice a scratch, then another one. And suddenly, your watch no longer feels new. And this is exactly where the sapphire versus mineral debate begins. Let's start with mineral glass, because chances are, your first watch had it. Most affordable watches use mineral crystal for one simple reason: it's cheap, but that doesn't automatically make it bad. In fact, mineral glass is surprisingly practical. It's more impact-resistant than sapphire, meaning it can handle shocks and small hits better without cracking. That's why many everyday watches still use it today, especially affordable sports watches. But there's a catch. Mineral glass scratches much more easily. Keys, walls, tables. Over time, those tiny scratches start building up, and once you notice them, you can't stop seeing them. Now this is where sapphire crystal enters the story. And honestly, this is the moment many watch enthusiasts become obsessed. Because sapphire feels different. Cleaner, sharper, more premium. It's incredibly scratch-resistant. Not scratch-proof, but close. In fact, sapphire is one of the hardest materials used in watches today. That's why luxury brands love using it. After years of use, a sapphire crystal can still look almost brand new. And psychologically, that changes how people experience the watch itself. Because a watch without scratches simply feels more expensive, even if the rest of the watch isn't. But here's where things get interesting. Sapphire is not automatically better in every situation. And this is the part many YouTube reviews ignore. Because while sapphire resists scratches extremely well, it can be more brittle during strong impacts, meaning a heavy shock that mineral glass might survive could potentially crack sapphire. That's why some rugged tool watches still prefer mineral-based crystals or hardened alternatives, especially watches designed for rough environments. And then comes another problem nobody talks about: marketing. Because brands know people associate sapphire with luxury, so they advertise it everywhere. Sapphire crystal, big letters, premium feel, higher price tag, and suddenly, people start believing mineral glass is bad. But reality is more nuanced. A well-made mineral crystal can still last years without major issues if you treat the watch normally. Most people are not climbing mountains or smashing watches into concrete walls every day. And for casual wear, mineral is often perfectly fine. So why do enthusiasts care so much about sapphire? Because watch collecting is emotional. Tiny details matter. The feeling of knowing your watch stays clean and scratch-free creates satisfaction, almost peace of mind. And once collectors experience sapphire, going back to scratched mineral glass can feel painful, especially under sunlight. That's when every little scratch suddenly becomes visible. But here's the twist. Some people actually prefer cheaper watches with mineral glass. Why? Because they stop worrying. No stress, no obsession, no babying the watch. You wear it, you scratch it, you live with it. And strangely, that freedom can make the experience more enjoyable because the watch becomes part of your life, not something you constantly protect. This is why the sapphire versus mineral debate never truly ends, because it's not only about durability, it's about personality. Some people love keeping watches pristine. Others love using watches without fear. Neither side is wrong. And honestly, the biggest mistake is thinking sapphire alone makes a watch premium, because a cheap watch with sapphire can still feel cheap, and a great watch with mineral glass can still feel amazing. The crystal matters, but it's only one piece of the experience. So, sapphire or mineral? If you hate scratches and want your watch looking new for years, sapphire is absolutely worth it. But if you value practicality, lower cost, and stress-free wear, mineral glass is far better than people make it seem. Because at the end of the day, the best watch isn't the one with the fanciest specifications. It's the one you actually enjoy wearing. every single day.